Hello, Pisces, and welcome to your March 2024 horoscope. So, here today I'm going to look at the major astrological events happening in March, and I'll tell you how they will influence your zodiac sign on a deeper level. This horoscope is most accurate for your rising sign. However, you can also watch it for your moon sign or your sun sign if you wish just to get a bigger picture and a wider perspective upon your life. I follow Western astrology and tropical zodiac, so welcome. Now, this is a very, very busy and interesting month for you, dear Pisces, because there is a lot happening in your sign. And in your first house, or if you're watching it for your sun in Pisces, I think it will be also very, very beneficial because there is so much happening in Pisces that any placement you have in Pisces will likely be really highlighted and influenced by the energies resonating, especially here in the initial weeks of March. Now, as we start the month, we've got still some Aquarian energy, which was very, very prominent in February. And that's your 12th house, the house of introspection, withdrawal, spirituality, subconscious mind, hidden matters, endings, hospitals as well. So very well for many Pisces, this could indicate that you might be actually looking after someone who is in the hospital, who had a surgery, and who needs your help or support. This could play out in this way for some, but on a different level here. This could be a very much time of introspection, a time when you can really concentrate your energies and work independently towards a specific goal idea. A lot of introspective energy, a lot of energy that prompts you to reassess, reevaluate your current life situation. You will see that you will regain a lot of strength and energy as we move forward. Now, as we begin March, the sun is already here in your first house, so that's a good thing. But at the same time, on the 3rd of March, we've got Venus and Uranus square. So, what does it mean here? Venus is still in your 12th house as we begin the month. So, this makes you more secretive, more private when it comes to your private life. And generally, your love life, and this sort of affairs. But at the same time, with Venus here, there's a little bit of detachment as well that could be in place. Now, when it comes to love as well, but here with Venus reaching that 19th degree of Aquarius, the degree, that fixed degree, and at the same time, Taurus is also at 19 degrees of a fixed sign. It's sorry, Uranus is at a 19 degree of Taurus, a fixed sign in your 3rd house. So we've got a clash of energies between Venus and Uranus. Venus represents feminine energy. Venus represents sensible, charming energy connected to harmony, balance, love, relationships, finances. While Uranus is connected to the unexpected, unforeseen, unconventional. So generally here, this could mean that perhaps you want to break away from any restricting energies, limiting behavioral patterns, this sort of dynamics. Perhaps this is connected to your relationship. Perhaps you need more freedom to think things through. Perhaps, the time has come for you to reassess your relationship or partnership and see whether you can perhaps implement some adjustments in order for this relationship to move into a healthier phase. But at the same time, very often when Venus and Uranus connect by an opposition or a square, this is when we become slightly more rebellious and we want to free ourselves from any obligations, limitations, and restrictions that stand in the way towards fulfillment, but at the same time, perhaps towards self-expression, independence, and this sort of dynamic. So at the same time, this would also mean that you want to perhaps free yourself from the traditional, conventional ways of relating to others. So here, these relationship dynamics are highlighted. And this could generally clash with those who prefer stability, who prefer predictability. because you might actually reveal a different side of your nature, and perhaps the other person might not necessarily agree or like this side, at least initially. So I think it's essential to generally be cautious of any impulsive decisions or actions that could generally disturb your relationships, connections, or even your daily life. Now, at the same time, here with this transit, this could also mean that you will be able to form perhaps new connections, new relationships with people who enjoy that more erratic or original, unique side of your nature. Now, on the 10th of March, we've got a new moon in Pisces happening at 20 degrees. So here, a new moon takes place when the sun and the moon meet at the same degree in the same sign. So we're starting a new lunar cycle. Now, this new moon is really, really important. So pay attention to what's happening around you during this time, because this will be really, really significant. The reason for that is because this new moon is connected to the lunar eclipse that will happen next year in September. And when a new moon connects to a lunar eclipse, this means that it's a very strong, lunar cycle that can produce some even life-changing events in about 19 months. So now you're starting something new. New goals, new business, new idea, new connection, relationship, collaboration, partnership, whatever it is. This is a time to generally where you can really plant some concrete seeds, when you can put something, an idea, goal, objective into emotion. A really, really significant time, without a doubt. But at the same time, here we've got the Saturn and Neptune circulating around this new moon. So what it means here with Saturn, Saturn on the one hand can bring delays, but it doesn't have to be all doom and gloom, of course. Saturn wants structure. So whatever that you implement, whatever ideas that come into your mind, this isn't a time to take shortcuts. This isn't a time to be unrealistic. This is a time to be super realistic. And it's all about strategic planning, productivity, order, responsibility. These are the keywords here connected to that Saturnian energy. So think about, what do you want to start in your life? What do you want to initiate? What objectives you want to set for yourself? Because you will have to be very concrete and realistic and practical if you want them to become a reality, if you want to bring them to fruition, because in about 19 months, we will have a lunar eclipse at a very similar degree to this particular new moon cycle. And during that time, you can see things really, really taking off on a bigger scale. So every 9 months, starting every 9 months for about 2 years and 7 months, you will see this new moon, or the idea that starts around this new moon, being taken to the next level. But with Saturn being here, it's all about consistency and commitment. Now, at the same time, Neptune is also here. And here, Neptune can bring a certain degree of uncertainty or confusion. So generally, for this reason, it's really, really important to be concrete, practical, responsible, write things down. It needs to be perhaps in a more solid form, this idea, goal, whatever it is that you will be dealing with. It can't be just in your mind, because it might just generally disappear, or it might not become a reality. So it's all about generally writing it down, setting perhaps or implementing the necessary steps forward, or perhaps it's all about creating a strategic plan. This sort of dynamics are really, really essential here, because Neptune can create that delusion, confusion, lack of clarity. But with Saturnian energy being present, with the Saturnian energy being present here as well, with patience and perseverance, you can really get far with your goal. All right, so on the 17th, then we've got Sun and Neptune conjunction at 27 degrees of Pisces, so a very intuitive day. Also a day of, it's a great day for doing things of a creative, artistic, spiritual nature. And generally, you might feel really in touch with your intuition, and there is this heightened sensitivity, compassion, but overall, very creative day, but not necessarily a day to make any concrete decisions, because your judgment might be clouded around this time. Now, on the 21st, Venus and Saturn will conjoin at 12 degrees of Pisces in your first house. So this could be connected to your relationship, partnership, love life. And this suggests that perhaps you will take a serious approach, or perhaps a more of a disciplined approach when it comes to your relationships, finances, any partnerships, collaborations as well. During this time, you might be more cautious when it comes to expressing your true self, when it comes to expressing your feelings. But at the same time, this can also be about that achieving that greater depth of commitment as well. So overall, I think the 21st is also a day to put in a diary, because could be a day of some important decisions taking place, because Venus rules over your third house. So perhaps this is about some important conversation, contract you'll be signing, or perhaps you might be having some important transformative conversations with your therapist, psychotherapist, or perhaps this could be about joint and shared resources. But overall, it's a day of some major decisions being made, discussed as well. There's a lot of realistic energy, grounded down to earth as well. Now, on the 22nd, Mars will move into Pisces, into your first house. And I think this is really amazing, because Mars in the 12th house represses a lot of energy is connected to drive, motivation, or even anger. And at the same time, it's difficult to generally see fruits of your hard work and effort. When Mars moves into the first house, this is when you can really see that forward momentum taking place. So lots of energy and drive, motivation, things move forward overall. And it's easier to assert yourself. It's easier to be confident as well. It's easier to win a deal, for instance. So overall, there's a lot of charisma, passion in you when Mars is in the first house, but also there's a tendency to be overly confident, or overly impulsive, or really dynamic. So it's something also to pay attention to, because you might also, there could be lessons here that emerge when you will have to practice, when you will have to perhaps seek compromise, meet halfway. So it's really essential to remember that to step back when necessary, especially when the conversation gets overly heated. And it's essential to also know when to compromise, meet halfway, if you see that this is the only way out. Now, on the 25th, we've got a Libra lunar eclipse, and this is an eclipse that will take place at 5 degrees. This is about your finances, not necessarily your regular monthly income, but perhaps any investments, savings, debts, mortgages as well, bonuses, commissions, partnerships, collaborations. Your intimate life is also highlighted here. Okay, so this cycle connects to the new moon that we had back in September 2022. So see whether you can remember what happened in your life around that time, because this will be really significant and can give you more insight into what you might possibly see or to take place or happen around this Libra lunar eclipse. Now, at the same time, this is connected to your money area, of course. Now, with a lunar eclipse and on the south node, I think that for many Pisces, this is about also a certain degree of transformation. This is when you will be breaking away from some old patterns, old habits. You're moving away from something or someone that fulfilled its or a purpose in your life. That's what the South Node is very often about. This is also when you might be able to liberate yourself, free yourself from some heavy emotional baggages as well. The 8th house deals with depth, deep emotions, deep feelings, death and rebirth, transformation, regeneration. And this could be a time of a major transformation that you will be undergoing in your life, in order to feel more fulfilled, in order to free yourself from some deeply rooted feelings and emotions, in order to live a healthier and more fulfilling life. Now, in April, we are going to have a solar eclipse in Aries in your second house, along with Mercury retrograde. So overall, with these eclipses in Aries and Libra, you are undergoing major financial changes. Perhaps this is about a new business. Perhaps this is about a major payout from your insurance company, from an insurance company, from a government scheme. Perhaps you will gain through your investments. This could be also very much the case. Perhaps you are launching a new business or a new service, or perhaps you're changing your jobs. This sort of dynamics are usually in play with the eclipses activated in the second and the eighth house. People change jobs, they set up new businesses, they sell or buy properties as well, or they gain money, get money through an inheritance. So there are some financial changes that are going on in your life. We've got an out of sign Neptune in Pisces, out of sign opposition with Neptune. During this time, the lunar eclipse will oppose an out of sign Neptune in Pisces. So there, at the point of this eclipse, if you feel slightly uncertain about the next step you want to take, or perhaps if you're into mind, don't rush. Take it easy. Eclipses accelerate the timeline. So if you don't know what's going on the day, don't worry. It's not even a good day for taking or making major decisions. Give it a few days and things will definitely be more clear. And once we start the first retrograde, Aries retrograde, as we begin April, then you will be also revisiting some financial goals that perhaps you didn't achieve, fulfill in the recent past. We'll discuss this further closer to the day. In the meantime, have a good month. Thank you very much. And until the next time, bye for now.